The beautiful moon is an antidepressant. Love for her light is in every heart because she is so friendly, loving, and forgiving. The symbolism of the moon has a lot to do with the sun, because the moon does not have its own light. It shines by reflecting the light of the sun. So if you ever seen this symbol, the sun and the moon connected in one, that means they represent a sacred union. The moon symbolizes the passive, receptive side, and the sun the active side. Just like the yin and yang, there's an active force and a passive, receptive force. Together, they embody duality and polarity, the marriage between two realms, heaven and earth, the god and the goddess, gold and silver. But the moon is very different from the sun, as it shapeshifts as it goes through its different phases. The lunar cycle represents rhythm, change, and renewal. In Western astrology, for example, the moon is said to represent the emotional nature of the individual, sometimes referred to as the feminine side, not necessarily a human female person, but as this universal concept of receptiveness. It characterizes the inner child that we all carry within, and that represents our past, our identity, and how we have changed over time into what we are today. As the natural satellite of Earth, the moon affects the tides and also rainfall, so it is a symbol of fertility across all cultures. It is assimilated to the water of creation, the fecundity of the womb, and it is a symbol of the biological cycles of passage in life. For example, among the Maya, Ixchel, the goddess of the moon, represents the fertility of the land because they follow the cycles of the moon to plant and harvest. The moon can symbolize initiation ceremonies, rites of passage, and birth, death, rebirth, in other words, immortality. The triple moon is a popular neo-pagan symbol used to represent the feminine power in three stages: maiden, mother, and crone. It shows three aspects of the goddess or the lunar cycle: waxing, full, and waning. The full moon can also be a symbol of comfort and protection, as it provides a very powerful light in the dark of the night. For example, a wolf howling at the moon symbolizes belonging to a pack. This is how wolves communicate with each other, so there is a sense of security and belonging in howling at the moon. Many cultures throughout history used the lunar calendar to mark the passage of time, such as the Egyptians did. They referred to the sun and moon as the two lights in the sky and interpreted them as the eyes of the sky god Horus. However, in ancient Egypt, Thoth was the god of the moon, and he is associated with writing, which symbolizes wisdom, magic, and hidden meanings. Traditional Chinese culture conceived the moon as a bearer of human emotions. Ancient Chinese myth and philosophy depict the waxing and waning of the moon greatly influenced the Chinese lunar calendar, and Chinese philosophy regarding the quest for immortal and occult wisdom. In Buddhism, the moon is an enduring symbol of truth and enlightenment. The Buddhist calendar is based on the cycles of the moon, and according to one of the most popular Tibetan myths, Yama, the Lord of Death, lives on the moon. Among the Incas, the moon was a female divinity, the wife-sister of the sun, with whom she begets the stars, both being equally important, and the children of a supreme god, Viracocha. The crescent moon, along with the star, is a universal symbol of Islam and other cultures that have historically used lunar calendars. Many Islamic nations have a crescent moon on their flags, and this symbol can be traced back to the Byzantines and before that to the Sumerians. There, the crescent moon was the god Sin, and the star was Ishtar, or the goddess Venus. In Christianity, the Virgin Mary is sometimes depicted standing on a crescent moon. This is a symbol of growth, expansion, and purity. There is an angel also associated with the moon, which is the Archangel Gabriel, whose name means strength of God. The moon symbolizes many things in different cultures, but always under an overarching concept that generally points to the cyclical nature of life, magic, protection, fertility, and motherhood. you can find and download a free lunar calendar that I prepared with all the full moons of this year and all the other phases so you can keep track of them. Keep looking at the moon. I will see you in the next video.